Ooh. I honestly feel like I'm supposed to be doing something right now. What am I supposed to be doing? Hey, hello there. What you doing here? I'm supposed to be uploading video? What's that? Say it again. Toxic relationship part 2. You're right. I was telling you, I feel like I was supposed to be doing something right now. Me just here minding my business, drinking my, what's this, Popeye's cup full of water. And let me know if I'm the only person that reuses their restaurant cups. Because I know I can't be the only person that gets a cup from McDonald's, Taco Bell, and reuses it for in the house for water, whatever you drink with it. I can't be the only one. Leave me a comment down below. I want to see who else lives like me.
Okay.
Anyways, you're right. And without further ado, I am gonna bring you Toxic Relationships Part 2. Let's get this rolling. Guess who's back? Back again. All right, so I know you guys saw my intro for the video. It is time, without further ado, this anticipated video. I've been anticipating it myself, honestly, and I've been so very excited for the feedback that I received from my last video that I've been really wanting to put out this video like ASAP. But I was like, Eugene, you know what, stick to your plan. You don't want to give everything away too fast, you know. Build your audience and then let it out. Be free. So with that being said, today I bring to you Toxic Relationships Part 2. All right, so today we are talking about toxic family members. Y'all, this is about spilling some tea about some things that you may or may not know, that traits that presented themselves in your family that you may not have thought was toxic at the time, but little did you know they were toxic. So your girl has her handy dandy notebook. We're gonna use this as my guide for today's video. So first things first, I do want to address what toxic traits, what they are. They may not be as prominent as abuse or being talked down to, you know? Those are the things that you know as a kid, like I was talked down or I was abused mentally, physically, emotionally. You know, there's things that are toxic that aren't just as big as the main topics, and that's what I want to go over today. So in today's video, I am going to talk about 4 topics that I decided to talk about today because I think that it will bring some light into some additional toxic traits that family members can have, and go a little bit in depth with those topics. Just to give a little backstory, you know, sometimes I like to tie in my personal life with these things so it makes it a little more relatable. So let's get right into it. Just want to break those things down just a little bit, just to talk to you, just so you can understand how I took and dealt with my toxic situations and family members, and how now I know how to interact with them. I know what to do for myself mentally and physically, so I don't go out of my character at any point. Because for me, my life is about building my character, building my standards, building my boundaries, and it is very important that I deal with these things myself personally, so I know how to go about my life and be happy and still have my self-worth and my peace. So today, I hope that I help you out today. If I do, please leave a comment down below. I would like to know how do you deal with toxic families, if there's anything that you're going through right now that you and how are you dealing with it? You're going through it right now, and how are you dealing with it? I would love to know in the comments down below. So let's go. All right, you guys. So first things first, number one, we have family that denies your reality. Family members, parents, anybody in your family. This is anybody that can be denying what you're physically going through. So as a child, as a teenager, as an adult, you can still have family members denying your reality. And when that sets in, so I'm going to go back to as a child. So when you're a child and you're feeling like your reality is not being validated, that sets in. For me personally, I held in a lot of my feelings and my emotions because when I was growing up as a child, you were told to respect your elders, not to talk back, not to really speak up because there's not really no need for you to let the adults take care of it. So for me, that manifested in my life to be quiet. That made me shy and reserved, and it made me become resistant in a sense because I am on the inside, I held in so much emotional turmoil, so much emotional burden that as I got older, it started to manifest itself in me so deep that my actions started to stem from that trauma, not being listened to, not feeling heard, or not being validated. I started to resent other people. I started to have mistrust. There were so many things that stemmed from me not feeling like my reality was validated. Yes, yes, I was a child. Yes, I may not have known everything, but what I was seeing and what I was living through my eyes in my life was very important, and I felt like at the time it should have been validated. And then when you become a teenager or an adult, sometimes you're seen as a child, you're seen as still a little kid in the eyes of an older person, like a mom, dad, aunt, uncle. You're still seen as a child to them, and it's hard for them to switch that perspective when you become an adult and you start to develop your own opinions. And for me, it took me some time to realize how to adjust to that and how to verbally say this is what I need, this is what I want, and I need this in order for me to feel valued in this family. That's something for me personally that I had to deal with, and I had to be able to verbally say what I wanted because that was very, very, very important to me, especially as I got older and started this journey. I look back and I'm like, there's stuff that's going on in families that I took, in the family that I took, but I can't take anymore because it's disturbing my peace, my sanity, and it's important. And I want everyone, people in my family, to learn how to effectively communicate. So I'm let me start it, let me initiate it. So that's for me, number one is family not denying your reality. That's very hard on a child, and it manifests itself in each stage of the child's life. Now, number two, I have not being seen or heard. So sometimes this can be siblings, or this can be family members. This can still be anybody. But when you're not being seen or you're not being heard, it kind of, again, manifests with people not understanding your reality. But this is, for me, the gateway to seeking outside of your family validation. You start to wonder what that validation and understanding feels like. So you lean to drugs, you lean to alcohol, you lean to pills, sex, anything that makes you feel something. And then at the end of the day, it's never enough. It will never be enough, but you're seeking that validation for that something, that void that's empty on the inside. And this is where mental health manifests. This is where the mental illnesses, when you have all that negative energy, toxic, I'm sorry, I have to say it again, toxic energy inside of you, that's when illnesses develop. That's where anxiety, depression, paranoia, schizophrenia, everything, bipolar, everything that when your mind switches, it stems from something. Oh, I'm just here minding my business. But since you made it to this far in the video, I hope you are enjoying. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe to your girl. Please leave me a comment of something that you're going through right now that you are healing from. I want to hear from you. I want to get to know you just like you're getting to know me. And we're going to get right back into this video. And at the end of the day, I feel like that's something that divides family even more. It becomes something that you're dealing with personally instead of collectively as a whole. You're understanding each other, you're getting to the root of problems, and you're building a foundation of strength, unity, and prosperity. And mind you, everything is a process, but it is very important to start the process. So if there's any healing that needs to be done, where there needs to be forgiveness, you let go of grudges, because that stuff manifests and that sits and that creates so much negativity that you don't want that stuff in your body. Because at the end of the day, when you're holding grudges and when you're upset, you're not hurting anybody else but yourself. You can be as mad as you want at anybody, your family, friends, partner, as mad as you want. But I will tell you this, they will continue to live their life, they will continue to do their thing, and you sit back mad, upset, and cussing out the world because you're just so mad and you want them to be as mad as you. And in reality, they're not going to be as mad as you. So why be mad? Just heal and love. Like, oh, just let it go. All right, so moving on. This one I kind of brought up because I had a conversation with a friend, and one of the things that we were talking about was like your parents living vicariously through you. When you have a parent, like a mom that wants to be your best friend, or a dad that's letting his daughter be out and about and doing her thing, sowing her royal oats, as I'm going to say, and not really having a structural foundation, that leads to a whole world of confusion. Like, the feedback that I got was it made you become your own parent. It made you, in a sense, make up your own rules in a world where you don't know how things should go. So you made a lot of mistakes that you feel that could have been avoided if you just had a bit of a structure and some discipline. Yeah, you like that you had your freedom at the moment, but now that you're older, you're wishing that you had that structure because you want to have somebody to lean back on or someone to just guide you. Not saying that you can't be friends with your family or your parents, but it's more important to get some guidance from them. And from what I was told, they would rather have had the guidance and the friendship. Like, give me both, because like sometimes there's a time to be playful and there's a time to be serious, and I felt like that's the vibe that I got. Like, they wanted something more serious than, all right, I do what I want, you're never home or you're home late, so I knew your schedule, I could just do what I want, be free. But as you got older, you start to regret that, and you're like, wow, I wish I had some more support in that sense. And for me, number 4, this one, family members that do not know how to regulate their emotions. We all have those family members that will cuss you out in a heartbeat, that get so easily upset that you can't say nothing to them to calm them down or do anything. We all have those family members that are just, hey, it is what it is. They are who they are. And it's very, very, very hard to have a conversation in an environment like that. When something is bothering you or something is upset, or even something as simple as like wanting to like set rules, or this is fast forward, this one relates to me in my older life, like now, adulthood. And there's certain things that I want to change or see shift because there's a certain dynamic that you have when you grow up, and when you're older and you're trying to heal and you want the dynamic to be different for the future and future generations, and you're trying to break generational curses, you're gonna rock a little bit of boats. Like, you're gonna make some people upset or make people mad, or some people may not understand at first. And when those people are easily angered and upset, it takes a toll on you, honestly. When you try your hardest to stay sane in an environment where there's no sanity, it's very hard to keep your cool. It's very, very hard. But for me, honestly, I got myself through that as well. And I feel like the best thing was to honestly acknowledge my feelings, acknowledge how I felt, acknowledge what I was going through, and let myself feel. I literally will give myself maybe 1 or 2 days to feel an emotion completely, wholeheartedly, feel an emotion, cry if I need to, vent, let it out, write, do whatever. And after that, I start my healing process. And then I go back to the drawing board. Okay, how can I revamp this to maybe, I got their feedback, so let me try and revamp this to make it a better conversation. So I got to the point where I will, even if I start to get upset, I'm like, all right, conversation is over with. We'll have to have this conversation another day. But when I come back, I'm still in my loving spirit. I'm still in my caring spirit, and I'm still in my wanting to see the best for us state of mind. So I don't let myself get that worked up. But it's hard when you're trying to heal or you're trying to grow, and it just seems like the devil is working. The devil is working because he knows your weaknesses. He knows the areas that makes you the most upset. And for me, it's my family. It's me wanting them to heal so bad to the point where I started to diminish myself a little bit to keep putting that effort in to heal. Like, let's communicate. Let's not argue. Let's get to know each other. Let's, go out to eat every now and then. Let's spend some time together. And it's still a work in progress, but I just want to just put those things out there because toxic family does hinder our self-growth. It does make us question ourselves. It makes us question a lot. God does not give his strongest, most difficult, hardest battles to the weak. He doesn't give you more than you could bear. He does build character. He gives you these trials and tribulations to build your character. And for me, I was watching a video actually today, and I got this quote from Pastor Wilkinson. I hope I said his last name right, Wilkinson. He's from Bowles Church. And this is what he said. He said, insecurities are loud, but confidence is quiet. So this made me reflect, and I realized that makes sense because at the time where I was the most insecure, I was loud. I was boastful. Like, I wanted to be seen. See me, like flashing lights, put them on me. Like, I want to be seen. But as I developed all these past couple years and I became more confident, I literally became more quiet. Like, I let it speak for itself. Through what I do, through what I say, through what I post, I let it speak for itself. And I literally saw the difference in myself. When he said that quote, I literally saw Nisi before and Nisi now. And I put myself in that category because I'm like, wow, that is very, very, very true. Very true. And I just also want to let you guys know there's always going to be somebody who does not see your worth. There's always going to be somebody that doesn't see your vision or believe in you how you want them to believe in you. But what is most important is that you see that self-worth. You see that worth within yourself. And it's going to come a time and place where it's going to be easy. But to start, it is going to be hard. But the most important thing is that you start. The most important thing is that you don't give up on yourself. You don't even have to give up on those family members, but you have to realize, like, I have to take a step back from you. I love you. I cherish you. I will always respect you. But for me, in my health and my wellness, I have to take a step back. And I want you guys to be okay with doing so. So I want you guys down below to comment and let me know what's something that you dealing with in the family, with yourself, childhood trauma that you're actually trying to start going through right now. I would love to hear from you guys. I want to reply. I want to get to know you like you guys can get to know me. And let's just be vulnerable and open with each other. And until next time, peace.